Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Banjo-Kazooie, episode 4, cruising right along, about to head into Clanker's Cavern. Last episode we finished up Treasure Trove Cove, and kind of unlocked Clanker's Cavern. Now we're going to have to actually get to it, which sadly takes a little bit of work. It's one of the few levels in this game that actually requires a bit of, I guess, Grunty's Lair's involvement here, so... Alright, get to it. Well, before we went down below to get the Mumbo token, now we have to go above here. Here we find a whole new section of Grunty's lair. And she doesn't like stairs much. And here we're going to have a whole bunch of grr, but we're going to basically want to swim across, I think. No, wait, no, the switch is over here. But it doesn't. So we want to hit this switch here to unlock specific spot there, and that unlocks basically Clanker's Cavern. Now there's a little more we could do here to go to Bubble Goop Swamp, which is the 4th level. I'll hit one of the switches and then we'll get to it later. There we go. That'll be for later. Quite important when we get back out. So in this episode I'm hoping to get a good chunk of I swear I'm allowed to get up on this. Yeah, I am. Okay. Because there's a Mumbo token. So now Clanker's Cavern again is another level that doesn't really have a transformation, but is quite interesting as it's not necessarily larger than Treasure Trove Cove, but requires quite a bit of finagling because it has a lot of swimming. Actually, it's more of a water level, but it's kind of, I don't want to call it a sewer level. Kind of is. We'll see. You'll see what I mean when we go through it. So here we're gonna want to. Here we're gonna watch out for these wall monsters. I think they're called. I'm terrible with names, but I'm gonna call them the wall monsters. Here we're gonna see more invincibility feathers, as those will end up playing more of a factor. As I missed that. Wow, go me. Kind of needed to get up there to continue what I was doing. Oh, now's when the failure is going to start setting in. Clanker's Cavern's music, it's okay. It's not one of my favorites of the game. It's not horrible overall, I guess I would say. Wow, we already have 13 Mumbo tokens. That's quite a lot. Seeing as I think the next transformation only requires 10, and we have 13. So, so many wall monsters. Let's go care of those guys. And there's a Jinjo up here. Yay! Alright, so that should be everything in this beginning section. The only last bit was we'll have to come back to leave the level. So my objective, at least in the beginning part of this episode, is going to be, one, to meet this guy. This just freaked me out when I first played this game. This is a giant shark in the water. Psst, I'm Clanker, which is garbage grinder. Clanker not like dirty water, want fresh air. Alright, so he's obviously stuck, and this is kind of terrifying because it's this giant shark, and after playing a level with snackers, it just, oh, it didn't work very well. So we're going to get some air, and we're going to go down and try and save him from his peril. This also terrified me too, because I also had, when I was younger, it was a fear of drowning. I've never been a big fan of it, so kind of going down into this really worried me, because I never liked the drowning animation, and then this music just gets really eerie and creepy, because you're... So what you want to do is you kind of want to go through the key, right? And something that's here, if the camera will adjust for me, there's these bubbles. There's this lovely fish here who's providing air for us. If I could actually... There we go. You know. So you want to kind of keep going through this. Oh my god. Oh, and I missed that. Anyways, my depth perception is just off when I'm playing this. Anyways, you want to keep going around hitting this key and getting the air bubbles that he spews. There we go. There we go. Now we're all fresh. And then what we'll do is, after I get all nice and get this key, I think it takes 3 times. You know, typical 3 times the charm kind of Then we'll go around and we'll get the notes. Yep, there. 3 times the charm. Alright then. Oh, there we go. We get to see Clanker finally get out of this lovely dirty water. And this will actually let us explore him, which is kind of an interesting concept. Hey, first Jiggy. I'm upside down, guys. Alright, now you can climb on his back to get his reward. Alright, here we're gonna wanna... That's kind of cool reflection. I didn't know that the bubbles did that, actually. And they did that cool little, like, reflection. It's actually pretty impressive for the N64 to have... What are we gonna call that? Bubble reflection? There you go. Some full of health there. We're gonna get to hear this lovely Jinjo screaming for help. We better get him, and then we'll get this note and get the heck out of here. Alright. Already, what? Quarter of the way through the note collecting, which is good. Because the notes can be kind of tedious part of collecting, because there's 100 of them, so. Nice thing is, they're kind of usually bundled up in a nice big area, so. Alright, so we should be down there. I think the next thing I'm going to do is get all the stuff underwater so we can kind of get all the water stuff out of the way. Because that can get, as I said, tedious because it has to do with swimming, and nobody's a really big fan, at least that I know of, that likes to just swimming levels. So, I think the best form of swimming levels I've ever played is probably in Rayman. Rayman Legends really polished them off, and then Rayman Origins kind of, you know, laid that groundwork. So, I said I think those are the best that I've played before. They're not perfect, but they're definitely better than most. Alright, let's swim up, get some air, and then I think we have one more tube, and then we'll go do the tubes on the outer edges. So, I mean, in terms of like speed through these games, I actually don't think there's anything else worth going for here. So let's just kind of kick this off. We'll go through this tube here. I think there's just a Jinjo in here. Yep, the blue Jinjo, which is kind of ironic that he's underwater, because the blue and green one were, due to their colors. All right, what's the next thing? I think that leads us back out, so we'll avoid that. Alright, the next is behind him, and I think that's an area for a Jiggy, and then we have the one path that kind of leads to a dead end, so we'll handle that here on our way out. So this is just gold feathers in here, so that's not worth it, and the other one was nothing but red feathers, so we should be good, at least that way. Ah! Don't hit me, Clanker, not with your big fin. Alright, got this like neon green. This always reminds me of like a radioactive place. Ooh, listen to that music. Oh my god, they're freaks! Snippet mutants. Are we? Jiggy's is ours. Fight unless. Oh my god, ow. What the heck? Thank you. I was like, I don't know why I am. Ah! There you go. Take care of these guys. They're not too difficult. They're just, you know, mutants. So is this kind of like discriminatory? Because I'm taking them out? I don't know. Beaten snippet mutants, are we? Or is this prize? Okay. There's a lovely prize. On top of the neon gold, we should probably hurry up before Banjo himself becomes a mutant. Even though that would be quite the funny transformation. The other music is on top of it? Alright, there's our first Jiggy of the level. Even though technically we got the one on top of Clanker first. Alright, get our notes, and that should cover... We should just have this one underwater section to do then. So if we kind of just swim this way, and over here should be our last one. I'm going to try and go through it. Hopefully I don't run out of air. Inside of here, I believe is... I don't know if it's another Jinjo? Or just a Mumbo token. I cannot remember. Oh, Jiggy. Something even better. So there's Jiggy number 2. So now we're all done underwater. So all we have to do now is handle Clanker and then the stuff around him. So my plan is probably to go take on Clanker, and then we'll do all the stuff around him, including the stuff on top of him and all that. That way we got all that kind of handled. Like I said, this game overall, pretty easy. Once you know what you're doing. I think for platformers at the time, it was really good. Clearly one of the best in its class. Really showed kind of what 3D platformers could be. And it's sad to see that the genre has kind of died off. Alright, that tooth is done. And we'll try and not do this. Thank you, game. And now I can't see. Thank you. Alright, this is the one with the Mumbo token. There's one side with the Mumbo token, there's one without. So, I happen to get the side that as I always say, I try to go to the wrong way first, because that lets you collect everything inside of a game. So I guess we went the wrong way first that time, which is a good thing. Come on. There we go. And this will give us our third Jiggy. And allows access into Clanker's lovely innards. Alright, so that's number 3. It's not what I wanted to do. There we go. So we want to kind of talon trot around the edge here. Get all that. Look at that, we're already halfway. Doing well. Alright, so let's see if we can get down what's in here. Alrighty, the creepy music comes back. It's interesting that he has these, like, tentacles growing inside of him. I don't know what you want to call that for a disease, but... Alright, so there's nothing really at the bottom here. So we're going to want to raise the water in here. So to do that, the objective is to kind of do this little race here. And it basically goes from the largest rings down to the smaller ones. So... Alright. Backflip over to this one. It's quite simple. It kind of is just an obstacle course, mainly for swimming and for jumping. So if you can handle that fairly well, you're pretty good. Alright. Yeah, and my camera kind of screwed me over there. So let's try and do that better. And the last one's down here. And we should be good. There we go. And now the water rises. Which is important because A, we get a Jiggy, and B, it unlocks the rest of kind of Clanker's area. So, again, it's another smaller section. Oh, that's right, he can't grab on the cliff, so we can't get that. So what we want to do is there's a flying pad on the other side. We'll do that as is needed. But first, let's get the side caverns here first. Alright, and there's one more deep down here. I don't know why it does this, like, super, like, da-da-da-da-da kind of music, but... Alright, then swim up. Alright, and then the last area. Yep, and the super, like, da-da-da music kicks in again. No, stop! Stop! We don't want to leave. Don't leave. Yep, those are actually exits outside of Clanker, and then we can use those later. Alright. So we'll get our last Jiggy inside of here, and that should cover everything inside of Clanker. And then from there, there's only one other area that we really have to worry about. Alrighty then. So here... we want to, let's see if I can kind of dive bomb and pick this up all at the same time. Nope. I'm gonna fail, so oh well, we'll get it and then I'll just go back there. Okay. Doing pretty good. I know the episode's kind of coming to a wrap here, so we'll probably try and finish up Clanker here. I'll probably do the top section of him, get these last two areas, and we should be good. Ah! I'm against the wall now. It's kind of weird to be flying on the inside of a shark. Though he is a garbage disposal shark. Which is, again, interesting. Seems kind of smart, actually. Pretty efficient. Ah, yes, this room. Okay. This move, Biko's wings are shield against the bad guys. Cool, does it make me invulnerable? Sure does. Hold the right trigger and then press the right on the right stick. Use the left trigger held and away you go. Alright, gold feathers, and he'll be nice enough to cap us off here, so he gave us 5, so. Alright, so that's everything in this, and I can't remember that's all of them in the game, and you gotta be careful here, because these actually are one-hit kills. So what you do is you just kind of turn on your invincibility, run through, collect your notes. And here you get the game, get your jiggy, get your feathers. Kick it back on and run back through. Awesome music too. There we go. Alrighty then, so we'll try and get, there's that. I actually think that's all of Clanker inside of here, so not too much. And see if I can get out of here and get the last few jiggies, at least get up on top of them. That'll be kind of the objective before the end of this episode, is try and get on top of them and get the one jiggy we got at the very beginning of this level. That will then put us in good place next to kind of start up, finish this place, and get into Bubblegloop Swamp. Alright then, we're not going to go there yet. There, if you were to go down that plug, if I remember correctly, it drops you right on top of that flight pad. So there's our Ink's Jiggy number 6. Yep, Jiggy number 6. And I'm screwing up here. Trying to remember, I know where there's one here real quick. There's 2. There's one off the tail and there's one off this corkscrew. So we're gonna get the one on the corkscrew here. And just as a double check, I believe that's where this drops you, is right on the feather thing. So we will do that then. Alright then. Alright, kind of move our way through, and and that happens a lot, and somehow I did save that. I get greedy. Oh, alright. Let's see if I can get up there real quick. That'll be the last jiggy I'm trying to get. I love that it's like breathing. It is a really cool like concept for the N64. Here is breathing, and you see that the screw moves based on that. This isn't that hard. What I screwed up, because instead of trying to move the camera like I usually do, I tried to go quick. And there we go. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Rate, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And next time on Let's Play Banjo-Kazooie, we will finish up Clanker's Cavern and probably head into the next world, which is Bubblegloop Swamp. So, thanks again, guys. Have yourself a wonderful day. Goodbye.